Welcome to 4K Rare Coins, your ultimate destination for discovering the most valuable coins in America. In this video, we're counting down the top 5 rare coins that could make you rich, from hidden mint errors to incredible collector's treasures worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Our team brings you real coin facts, market updates, and shocking auction prices that every collector needs to know. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, get ready to be amazed, because these top 5 coins might just be sitting in your pocket right now. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin marked a bold step in U.S. coinage history. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real woman rather than a symbolic figure like Liberty. Introduced in 1979, the coin honored Susan B. Anthony, one of the most influential leaders in the women's suffrage movement, who dedicated her life to securing voting rights for women. The S mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, known for producing both proof and circulation strike coins. The obverse front of the coin features a powerful portrait of Susan B. Anthony, designed by Frank Gasparo, who also designed the Lincoln Memorial reverse on the penny. Anthony is shown facing right, her expression firm and determined, symbolizing her lifelong fight for equality. Surrounding her image are the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year 1979. 13 stars frame her portrait, representing the original 13 American colonies. The reverse back of the coin features the Apollo 11 mission insignia, an eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, with Earth visible in the background. This design was carried over from the previous Eisenhower Dollar, and was also created by Frank Gasparo. It connects the Susan B. Anthony coin to a proud moment in U.S. history, the first lunar landing in 1969, symbolizing peace, progress, and exploration. The inscriptions include United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and $1. The 1979 dollar coin is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, a pure copper core layered with a nickel alloy. The coin weighs 8.1 grams, has a 26.5 millimeters diameter, and features an 11-sided inner border that gives it a unique appearance. Though the coin is round, its border edges form a hexagonal 11-sided shape to help people distinguish it from the smaller quarter. Despite this effort, many people confuse the two coins in circulation, which led to the Susan B. Anthony dollar being discontinued after only a few years. The San Francisco Mint struck both proof coins for collectors and business strike coins for circulation in 1979. However, what makes the 1979's issue particularly interesting is that there are two different mint mark types, the Type 1 and Type 2 varieties. The Type 1 filled S mint mark appears as a slightly blurry or filled-in S, making it harder to distinguish. This was the earlier version used on proof coins. The Type 2 clear S mint mark, introduced later in the year, shows a sharp, clear S with well-defined curves and openings. Because fewer Type 2 coins were made, they are significantly rarer and more valuable than the Type 1 version. A 1979 Type 2 proof dollar in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition can sell for $100 to $300 or more. While standard Type 1 proof coins usually bring around $15 to $30, for coin collectors, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar holds major historical significance. It represents not only a tribute to women's rights, but also a key transition point in U.S. currency design. Although it wasn't popular with the public when first released, it's now appreciated for its bold message and innovative design. High-grade business strikes and pristine proof coins, especially those with the clear S mint mark, remain desirable additions to any modern U.S. coin collection. The coin's legacy lives on as a reminder of Susan B. Anthony's courage and of America's continuing journey toward equality and progress. The 2000-piece Sacagawea One Dollar coin is one of the most recognized modern U.S. coins, admired for its golden color, detailed design, and unique history. Struck by the Philadelphia Mint in the year 2000, this coin marked the beginning of a new era in American dollar coinage, one meant to replace the older Susan B. Anthony dollar and reintroduce a circulating dollar coin to the public. The coin features Sacagawea, the young Shoshone woman who played a key role in guiding the Lewis and Clark expedition across the American West from 1804 to 1806. She is shown carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, on her back, a design that has become a powerful symbol of courage, exploration, and the contribution of Native American women to U.S. history. The obverse front of the coin was designed by Glenna Goodacre, a renowned American sculptor. Her depiction of Sacagawea was based on a modern Shoshone Bannock woman named Randiel Hidao Teton, chosen to represent Sacagawea's spirit and heritage. The design captures a soft, dignified expression as Sacagawea looks back over her shoulder, her baby wrapped securely in a traditional cradleboard. Around her image are the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 2000, along with the mint mark P for the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse back of the coin was designed by Thomas D. Rogers Sr., featuring a bold and beautiful image of a soaring eagle, symbolizing peace and freedom. Around the eagle are 17 stars, representing the number of states in the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The inscriptions read United States of America and $1, with the motto E pluribus unum out of many, one. Despite its golden look, the Sacagawea dollar is not made of real gold. It's composed of a manganese brass clad, a mixture of copper, zinc, manganese, and nickel, which gives it a warm, golden tone. The coin weighs 8.1 grams and measures 26.5 millimeters in diameter. Its smooth edge, without reading, gives it a distinct feel compared to quarters or half dollars. When it was first released in 2000, the U.S. Mint hoped that the new design and color would make the dollar coin more popular in everyday use. Millions were produced, and even special advertising campaigns were launched to encourage circulation. Although the 2000 Sacagawea dollar is common in general, certain error and special varieties are highly collectible and valuable. One of the most famous is the 2000 Cheerios dollar, a special version distributed by General Mills inside cereal boxes as a promotion before the official release. Only about 5,500 of these coins were given out, but what makes them special is that they feature a different reverse design, with extra detail in the eagle's tail feathers. A genuine 2000 Cheerios dollar can sell for $3,000 to $7,000, and some in pristine condition have even reached $10,000 or more at auction. Another rare type is the 2000 mule error, where the obverse of a Sacagawea dollar was mistakenly struck with the reverse of a Washington quarter. Only a few examples of this mule error exist, and they have sold for over $100,000, making them among the most valuable modern U.S. coins ever discovered. Collectors love the 2000 Sacagawea dollar because of its beauty, symbolism, and the story it tells about America's diverse heritage. Mint state uncirculated examples graded MS67 or higher by NGC or PCGS can fetch strong premiums, especially those with bright golden luster and no contact marks. Proof and special strike versions made for collectors also show stunning mirror-like finishes. Even though billions were made, the first year of issue, especially with its special varieties and historical importance, continues to attract strong collector interest. The 199 Washington quarter dollar might look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but it represents a fascinating part of U.S. coinage history. One that bridges the classic Washington quarter era and the modern state quarter program that began just a few years later. Struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark on the obverse, this coin is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Even though billions of Washington quarters were produced for circulation in the 1990s, the 199 issue holds special interest among collectors because of its transitional features, rare mint errors, and valuable proof and silver varieties. The obverse front of the coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His right-facing profile is based on a bust sculpted by Jean-Antoine Houdon in 1786, widely considered the most accurate likeness of Washington. Surrounding his portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1992, with the small D mint mark, located to the right of the ribbon, in Washington's hair. The reverse back shows the traditional heraldic eagle design, also by Flanagan. The eagle stands proudly with its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, a symbol of military strength, and an olive branch below it, representing peace. Above the eagle is the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, surrounded by the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar. This design had been used on the Washington quarter since 1932, and would continue until 1998, when the U.S. Mint introduced the state quarters program in 1999, replacing the eagle reverse with designs celebrating each U.S. state. 199 to D quarter was struck for general circulation and made of copper nickel clad, with a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. It weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, with a reeded edge, the same specifications used for quarters since 1965. However, 1992 was also the first year the U.S. Mint produced silver-proof Washington quarters again for collectors, after nearly 3 decades. These special silver coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint and contained 90% silver, while the Denver Mint coins, like the 199 to D, were made for everyday use. The Denver Mint produced an impressive 389,777,107 Washington quarters in 1992. A very large mintage by any standard. Because so many were made, most 1990 to D quarters are still only worth their face value of 25 cents in circulated condition. However, in uncirculated or high-grade examples, the story changes dramatically. Collectors seek out 199 to D quarters in pristine mint state MS condition, especially those with strong luster, sharp details, and no bag marks. A 199 to D quarter graded MS67 by PCGS or NGC can sell for $150 to $250, while an exceptional MS68 example can reach for $100 to $500 or more, depending on demand and eye appeal. One of the most exciting reasons collectors search 199 to D quarters is the possibility of finding mint errors or variety coins, while most were struck normally. Some rare mistakes make certain examples valuable. Double die errors. Some 199 to D quarters show light doubling on the date or the lettering Liberty. These coins are genuine die varieties and can sell for $50 to $200 depending on clarity and grade. Off-center strikes. A coin struck slightly off the center of the planchet can be worth $75 to $300, with higher premiums for more dramatic misalignments. Clipped planchet errors. These occur when part of the coin blank was cut off before striking. Depending on the size of the clip, values range from $40 to $150. Missing clad layer errors. Occasionally, a coin is struck with one of its outer nickel layers missing, leaving a copper-colored surface on one side. These fascinating errors can bring $200 to $400 or more at auction. Because the Denver Mint struck such a huge number of coins, these errors are rare but possible, and finding one can be an exciting discovery for collectors. The 199 to D Washington quarter stands as a key piece in the late Washington Eagles series, one of the last regular issues before the dramatic redesign of 1999 for many collectors. It represents the end of an era in American coin design and the beginning of a new chapter in U.S. numismatics. While common in circulation, high-grade examples, silver varieties, and mint errors make the 199 to D quarter a worthwhile addition to any collection. It embodies the spirit of the Washington series, strength, history, and artistry, and remains an enduring symbol of American coinage tradition. The 1971 Canadian $1 coin comes in two main types: silver proof-like place or specimen coins. These were sold in collector sets and contain real silver. They are shinier, have mirror-like surfaces, and were not intended for circulation. Nickel circulation coins. These were minted in large quantities for everyday use and are made of pure nickel with a duller finish. The silver proof-like version is the one most collectors seek, as it contains real silver content and has a more beautiful, reflective appearance. When it comes to value, the 1971 Canadian $1 coin can range widely depending on its composition, condition, and strike type. A regular circulation nickel coin is usually worth $1 to $3 CAD in typical used condition. A brilliant uncirculated blue example can sell for $5 to $10 Canadian dollars. The silver proof-like version, however, is worth much more, typically $20 to $40 Canadian dollars, depending on the silver price and coin quality. A specimen or proof coin graded by PCGS or NGC in near perfect condition can fetch $50 to $100 or more, especially if it's part of the original 1971 proof set. If you happen to find one that's toned beautifully, with rainbow colors or flawless mirror surfaces, collectors may pay even higher prices. The 1971 British Columbia commemorative dollar is more than just a piece of metal, it's a celebration of Canada's growth and unity. It symbolizes the joining of East and West and the rich indigenous heritage that shaped the land long before Confederation. For coin collectors, this dollar represents a blend of artistry, history, and national pride. It's also part of a series of Canadian silver dollars that commemorate major national events, like the 1967 Centennial coin, the 1970 Manitoba coin, and others that followed through the 1970s. Collectors often seek to build full sets of these commemorative dollars, and the 1971 issue stands out for its detailed totem pole design, one of the most beloved in Canadian coin history. Final thoughts. While the 1971 Canadian $1 coin might not be as rare as some older silver issues, it remains a beautiful and historically meaningful collectible. Its intricate totem design, connection to British Columbia's heritage, and the option of finding silver versions make it a favorite among Canadian and international coin enthusiasts alike. If you have one, check whether it's the silver proof-like version that could add real value to your collection. And even if it's just the nickel circulation coin, it's still a proud symbol of Canadian unity and artistry. Every coin tells a story, and the 1971 Canadian dollar tells one of heritage, craftsmanship, and national pride, a story worth keeping alive in every collector's hands. The 1971 Canadian $1 coin, often called the Eisenhower-style Canadian commemorative dollar, holds a special place in Canadian coin history. While some people confuse it with the U.S. Eisenhower dollar from the same year, this Canadian coin celebrates something very different, a remarkable piece of Canada's industrial and cultural development. The 1971 Canadian dollar was issued to commemorate the 100th anniversary of British Columbia joining the Canadian Confederation. And even after more than 50 years, it remains a fascinating and collectible coin for enthusiasts around the world. In 1971, the Royal Canadian Mint released this special $1 coin to mark the centennial of British Columbia's entry into Confederation, which took place in 1871. This event was a major milestone in Canadian history because it expanded the young country to the Pacific coast, paving the way for national unity and economic growth. The coin's design reflects this heritage proudly. On the reverse, you'll find the beautiful image of a stylized totem pole representing the culture of the indigenous peoples of the Pacific Northwest. It was designed by Thomas Shingles, one of Canada's most respected coin designers, who was known for blending traditional art with national symbolism. The totem pole stands tall as a symbol of strength, pride, and identity, making this coin more than just currency, but also a work of art. The obverse front of the 1971 Canadian dollar features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by artist Arnold Machin. This version of Her Majesty's profile was introduced in the late 1960s and used on Canadian coins until the 1980s. Around the portrait, the words Elizabeth to Dei Regina appear, which stands for Dei Gratia Regina, Latin for by the grace of God, Queen. The reverse side, as mentioned, features the totem pole design, along with the inscriptions Canada Dollar and the dual dates 1871 to 1971, marking the centennial. Here are the main specifications of the coin. Composition: 50% silver, 50% copper for the special collector versions. Diameter: 36.07 millimeters. Weight: 23.33 grams. Edge: reeded milled, mint, Royal Canadian Mint, Ottawa. However, not all $1,971 were made of silver. Most of the coins released for circulation were nickel versions, which were less expensive to produce and more durable for everyday use.
The 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar might look like an ordinary coin at first glance, but don't be fooled. Hidden among these shiny half-dollars are rare varieties and minting errors that have sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. Some of these coins have fetched hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auction, making them some of the most talked about modern treasures in American numismatics. Let's dive into the most valuable 2000 P. Kennedy half-dollar coins and why collectors everywhere are on the hunt for them. The Kennedy half-dollar has been an icon of American coinage since it was first introduced in 1964, honoring President John F. Kennedy shortly after his tragic assassination. While most modern halves don't circulate widely today, they remain a favorite among collectors for their design, silver heritage, and the unexpected rarities that sometimes slip through the U.S. Mint's quality controls. The 2000 P. Kennedy half dollar was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, with over 22 million coins produced. At first, that sounds like a huge number, but what makes some of these coins valuable are the rare errors, special strikes, and high-grade conditions that separate them from the rest. One of the most sought-after types is the 2000 P. No FG half dollar. On the reverse of a normal Kennedy half, between the eagle's tail feathers and the leg, you can usually see the tiny initials, FG, standing for Frank Gasparo, the designer of the coin's reverse. But on some 2000 P coins, these initials are either faint or completely missing. This happens when the die used to strike the coins is overpolished, erasing part of the design. Collectors go crazy for these because the no FG error has appeared in only a few years of the Kennedy series. Depending on the condition, one of these coins can sell for $150 to $1,000 or more, especially in uncirculated or proof-like condition. Another variety that has caught attention is the double die obverse, DDO, error. Under magnification, you might notice doubling in the inscriptions like Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date, 2000. This doubling is not caused by damage but by a misalignment during the minting process, making it a legitimate and collectible variety. Depending on clarity and grade, these DDO examples can bring $75 to $400 or higher at auction. Even without errors, high-grade 2000 P. Kennedy half dollars can be valuable. Most coins were struck for circulation, meaning they were handled, bagged, and moved in bulk, which caused scratches and marks. So, finding a coin in pristine MS67 or MS68 condition is extremely rare. Certified examples graded by PCGS or NGC in MS68 have been known to sell for over $1,500, while an MS69 could command an even higher premium if discovered. Only a handful of these perfect coins exist, making them a dream find for Kennedy collectors. The key tip here: if you have rolls of 2000 P halves, check them carefully. Look for coins with sharp details, strong luster, and clean surfaces. Even a small improvement in grade can mean a massive jump in value. In 2000, the U.S. Mint also released special proof sets for collectors, including the 2000 S. Kennedy half dollar, struck in both clad and 90% silver versions. These coins were made with mirrored finishes and sharp details. While they're not from the Philadelphia Mint, they're often collected alongside the 2000 P issues as part of a complete year set. A flawless silver-proof coin graded PR70 can sell for $200 to $350, while error or double die proofs can reach even higher values if authenticated. What makes the 2000 P. Kennedy half dollar so fascinating is how it represents the bridge between old and new collecting eras. It's modern enough to be found in circulation or coin rolls, yet rare enough to hold significant collector interest. These coins remind us that you don't always need centuries-old coins to uncover hidden treasures. Sometimes, modern pocket change holds more value than you'd expect. Even today, collectors across the U.S. are still finding minor errors and die varieties that weren't documented before. Each discovery adds another chapter to the ongoing story of the Kennedy half dollar, keeping the excitement alive for a new generation of numismatists. The coin market for modern errors has exploded over the past few years. Online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections show thousands of sales for Kennedy halves with minor but profitable differences. The 2000 P series is especially active, with some listings closing for surprising amounts due to high-grade certification or unique die varieties. Collectors are also paying more attention to coins that were once overlooked. Thanks to social media and YouTube channels like 4K Rare Coins, everyday people are discovering the thrill of finding valuable coins in circulation. Many viewers have reported selling coins found in pocket change or coin rolls for hundreds of dollars, proving that anyone can become part of this treasure hunt.